We'll be certainly hoping that they can make that count now against Western Province. They got one try against the Serengeti Elephants where they lost 7 points to 19. They got one try against the Rhinos in that second match. What a thriller that was. Zwane getting that try towards the end of that match gave us a nail-biting last minute and a half. But this is all about what they can do against Western Province. A chance to have a look at the team then. Plenty of representatives from South Africa rugby. We've got USA players in there, the likes of Katie Lohaus. We've got Shannon Tui from Ireland and Jasmine Rampton, who plays a little bit for Jamaica, also based in the UK as well. And a small matter of Jonah Nganwu, who is in that squad as well. Then for Western Province, well, again, plenty who are from the local parts, because that's where we are, if you don't know your geography, by the way, in South Africa. I'm getting an education, my first time in Africa, but we've got a local here to join us. Layla's shimmied up to join us in commentary alongside Rugby World Cup winner Kat Merchant. Out of breath, still got it?
Yeah, I'm out of breath. You can definitely hear that I'm not training as much as I used to. But this is going to be exciting. You kind of want to see the Wild Dogs redeem themselves off that nail-biting mixed match. We've also seen that when they do gel, they actually play really great rugby. And that's what I want to see. But I want to see the Western Province women put up a fight as well. Get in their faces, smash them hard. Let's make this a fun game.
Game is ready to get going then. I'll get the thoughts of Kat Merchant in just a moment. Western Province growing as a franchise. It's the Blue Bulls in terms of senior women's rugby, with the Daisies that looking to make more of a statement in terms of the advancement of women's rugby in South Africa. But it's not to say that there have not been women's franchise teams, or women's club teams, I should say, in existence before that. The Tucks. They do have the Women's Premier Division here, and it's the Wild Dogs in this Rugby 10s franchise who are just looking to try and get going in the afternoon sunshine. Back in it comes. Willems to try and draw in the defenders and earn the right to go wide. It's almost earning the right to go route one from Sophia Lamfer. And then, oh, that pass has just gone a little bit to ground, and it is going to present a chance for Western Province to tidy it up. It's turned into the maul here. And in fact, unable to win that one back. Wild Dogs will have a decent position here, and they'll be hoping to click a little more than we've seen so far today.
Yeah, definitely. They've not fulfilled their full potential. They've left tries out there. There's been probably 4 tries that have been absolute sitters. 2v1 in the past just hasn't quite gone to hand. So they'll be looking to be far more clinical. But Western Province doing some good defence, tracking across. They need to be careful, though. If they're one-out runners in defence, you have to make that hit. You have to do it, and they didn't. Punished for it.
Okay, cool. A lot of movement in the scrum. It might be the only place that opens up is down the short side. Willems looking to try and make it count, and she will. Well, she's a Western Province player herself, but Willems is getting the Wild Dogs on the scoreboard in this one.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Alicia Willems was playing against her home team here, but she saw the space open on the outside. We just saw that scrum going a little laterally. So the blind side was the only option for her. You're not going to invite her twice just outside the try line. She's got a bit of pace. She's been around, but doing exactly what's done.
It looked wrong, didn't it? It looked so easy that there must be something wrong with that. So defensively, they're going to have to chat about that and what happens in those situations. But yeah, can't leave the blind side like that.
Replacements beckoning on the encouragement. They will roll on and off.
Lloyd, stop the game, stop the game.
Now we just have a momentary pause. We have one of the timekeepers up near our commentary position. So we are just sorting out a bit of technical stuff down below our commentary position. So just bear with us a moment.
I think we just got to chat about the fact that the Wild Dogs decided to put points on the board early on.
I know. They're looking to take early control.
There's no passing involved, though. It's a pick from a scrum and a sprint. So I still want to see a good pass in there.
Take the points, Kat. You've got to take the points on offer.
Definitely.
I think they've got to pick themselves up after that mixed play. You know, they were in it till the death. Yeah. And they was very, very, very competitive. So it's kind of hard to come down from that and then pick yourselves, regather and go, you know, we've got to refocus for the next game. Nothing's really been going our way. And then to come out within the first 2.5 minutes of the game and put points on the board, even though it wasn't an individual try, Kath, I think they'll just be really happy that there's points on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And knowing how the West Province girls can play, they're big physical girls. We saw some big hits in the mixed game earlier. So here's the try that we can look at. So yeah, Nine's got open, didn't stay blind to cover. So a really good option to just pick an easy handoff to score.
It's also really good because you'll see, the scrum off that Alicia just handed off is potentially going to...
Let's keep that pecking order in shape then, shall we? Is that what you're suggesting? That might have been the thinking. Oh, we've just had a little handling error both ways. But in fact, a penalty for a shove off the ball there. So Western Province with a chance to try and make some tracks out of their own 22. It's definitely a game that, with the numbers on the field, with it slightly bringing in that 15s element, the game of 10s, you do have to still earn the right to go wide. We hear that very much in a 15s game. You get it a little in 7s, but you've got to drag in those defenders by punching it up a little bit, asking questions. What a fend that was, straight into the contact. You have to be a little more disciplined and trust in the processes. Ring the bell. I said the word processes. There we go. It's normally the players that turn it, but there we are. I apologise to everyone. Now then, is it going to open up? No, not quite. Lara Jane Schatz was just trying to get the ball out wider, and a clap of the hands of frustration from Sophia Lamphere.
Yeah, it's just that looking up and seeing the try line in front of you before you had balls in hand.
I'm going to blame the pass on that one. I think it was like a bit high and a bit behind her, so I'm not going to blame the runner. I'm going to blame the pass.
I'm just trying to be nice up here, Kath. You're just trying to...
Is it nice to blame her that she's dropped it, or can we blame the pass? Chosen like a Stu winger. Always blame the pass, never the catcher.
You see?
Get involved between these two in a minute.
The thing is, because I was always the distributor.
There we go then. Yeah.
My wingers just don't want to catch. It's really
that can
tough.
also be true.
It's really tough to score tries.
In the meantime, there's a rugby on.
Good out.
Scrum time.
Bye.
Scrum time.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Neither of you interested.
Two backline players have no idea what's happening.
Drive from the Wild Dogs as...
Let's just dominate straight first.
There we go. Referee just saying if you're going to dominate, you've got to do it straight on first. So they have to be wary of where those strengths are in that front row. Oh, just sliding through the hole. That was really nice.
Cool.
The wisp from Sinead Peterson. Just slipping through.
Taken back.
In the 22. Kicks downfield. And, well, we heard Tom Mitchell talking about the fact that there hasn't been a whole lot of kicking and making the most of the space in the backfield. And
No.
Western Province send the Wild Dogs back into their own half. Got the call on the offload, and now it might just open up. Now it is going to be a race for the line. I'm not sure anyone's going to catch Jasmine Rampton. She's got support on the shoulder just in case she needs it. They almost look like two peas in a pod, Rampton and Kukutai. But it's Rampton who gets the score. Was involved in the Jamaican Olympic qualifiers as captain there. But she was certainly showing leadership right down the field. The Wild Dogs, their second try on the board.
Yeah, just a really nice hard line. You just cut through the defence. It just, again, is not quite the glide because it's quite an aggressive step, but a really nice one all the same and through to her. So important tries. As you said later earlier, just points on board. It's just going to be really important to build this team's confidence, build up how they're going clinical. So we're going to see that angle again, so we can just see nice hard line running. So good offload, good step, and then just absolute power game off it. So nice right-footed step and then speed.
And just running off the shoulder as well, just making sure you've got the passing options open, because often in these games, and even the women's game, you'd rather want them to go down, set up the phase and play it, but they're tight to shoulder to run those lines.
12-0 to the Wild Dogs now. Oh, and really competing for the ball, and look at that from Kukutai. Really aggressive to get onto that ball. Now you wonder what these two scores on the board will do for the confidence and execution of this Wild Dogs team.
Nine, offside stuff.
Schatz wants a little look into the open spaces. But is it in turn going to allow a bit of space to be run back into? And eventually caught. Ria Betsuima Boyo. The kick is a little aimless, though. And it is there for Kukutai, who senses there's a bit of room down the left. Just threw it forward. And it's fair to say she's upset with herself. And we hope you didn't pick that up on the referee's mic.
Yeah, like, it's good initial footwork, but then pass wasn't good. But player outsider, far too flat as well. Like, it's the easiest thing to do in rugby, just get deeper. If you get deeper, then the pass can be far less accurate because you can hit onto it. Whereas when you're really flat, it has to be pinpoint accuracy. So it's making it so much harder.
Scrum time. Steady enough for Western Province to get it away. All the attempted clearance was charged down. And in fact, it's now been knocked forward, so the advantage with the Wild Dogs for them to use it. And Schatz came round the left-hand corner, wanting them to use it that side. Oh, and just delaying the pass nicely. It was a desperate one for Hope Cooper to have to make. It was a little chuck and hope. And Cooper out. That looked a little bit forwards in nature as well, but we play on. As the Wild Dogs get into the 22, absolutely nobody paying attention around the fringes, and Willemse will help herself to a second try of this match. And Western Province, well, they're a growing franchise, and they will grow from experiences like this, but you cannot be half asleep at the breakdown like that.
And especially not with Alicia Willemse playing at a half-back. She's always going to look to snipe every single time she catches you off guard. She'll just see you looking up. But it was good setup from the Wild Dogs. Again, just trying to go through those phases. We asked them to play some patience. Exactly what happened. And opportunities will come that other teams will tire out. And then that's, again, just individualistic brilliance from Willemse to look up and spot that space.
Yeah, Western Province really struggling to get out of their 22 as well, aren't they? There's had 2 kicks that weren't successful. One was charged down and the other didn't go very far. So when you can't exit, you can't play in the right areas of the pitch, and it just gives the Wild Dogs that opportunity. But a lovely spot, experienced player, as you said, no one there and taking this.
Rampton with the conversion, 9 points in the match for her, including the try, of course. Wasn't the best take from the kickoff from Handa Beninzi. And this could be opening up for Rampton again. Look at her coming through with blue shirts hanging off. 3, 4 players looking to bring down these Wild Dogs. Such is the effort. Is it going to be on the outside? No, it's going to be straight through for Kukutai. Kukutai cooking on gas for try number 4 for the Wild Dogs.
And we're saying they needed to find their form, and it looks like they're finding it. It's just starting to click now. I think the confidence, the trust in each other, the running lines off each other as well are just really starting to work for them.
I'm really impressed with how much support for all of the plays. There's always someone on the shoulder that you can see that they're looking for. So offload's always an option, but that is how we're going to wrap up the first half.
Well, 4 tries. I was bringing to mind the thoughts of Anna Capeless earlier when happened to catch her as she was walking around, and she said, in this championship, not only is it the nature, of course, that teams are coming together from different parts of the world, a short time to build, but she said it's just a short time to react. You've got to get quick in understanding this game. You've got to get into it fast, because these games are played and gone, and then your position in the table or in the franchise championship will decrease. So you've got to think fast, you've got to adapt fast. Honey Badgers have certainly been doing that, but Western Province need to perhaps switch on a little bit, try and up the energy a little bit more. So you've got to be able to react fast and learn, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got to be able to react fast, but I think, they've come in kind of as the newer team and, not really kind of sure what is expected of them, but they've had 2 really brutal matches. There we are. We had 2 really brutal matches that they've had. And we said that they're learning. So this is a great experience, even for the Boland Damas ladies that are coming in as well. It's such a learning experience for them. And hey, these are the juniors that might not get an opportunity to play at the Women's Premier Division with Alicia Willemse that's playing here for the Wild Dogs. So it gives them opportunity and some game time too.
Really good insight to see where the women's game is in South Africa as well, isn't it? We're seeing lots of headlines in Europe about teams becoming professional and moving on, but actually to see where the next generation of players are coming through, Kat, certainly I'm enthralled by it, and it's really heartening to see where the green shoots are coming.
Yeah, definitely, and I think the bravery and defence, like you know, in the first game, Badgers were 50 points up, and actually people were tracking back, like making sure they're making those really, really brave tackles, putting their body on the line, and that's the thing that's impressed me the most.
So I think just important to note, we see the former Springbok women head coach, Stanley Robenheim, is actually coaching this Western Province women's side. So much insight that they're also gaining from him working at a national level and then being able to play in tournaments like this. I mean, it's just heaps of experience that they're gaining.
And look, we are live on the live stream. We're also live on the Rugby Network in the USA. For people who are tuning in, can you give us just a brief synopsis of where the kind of club game is, where teams like Western Province are as the women's game moves forward?
So actually, Western Province is one of the top ranking teams. They played in the final division, so that's why we said these are their juniors that they're trying to give some game time to. So a really, really, really strong union. Unfortunately, have not professional as of yet, but such a strong feeder system for the national side, and this is where it starts, and this is where the game starts growing.
Opportunity knocks during Rugby 10's championship for absolutely everybody, whether it's the juniors coming through the Western Province, whether it's experienced internationals from many of the other nations. We've got Swedish, Dutch, Irish, French. We've got the whole rugby nations all represented here.
A nation charcuterie board.
There we go. I don't love that as much, though.
Yeah, we're right in line with that, and I was like, that's a good 5 meters forward. There's nothing...
Immediate apology from
like
Laura
that.
Jane Schatz there.
And she knows she's better than that. I played with her as she came when she moved to South Africa from Hong Kong. You know, she's got such a good understanding of the rugby game. Her rugby IQ is in some of the best that I've seen. So she'll be definitely disappointed with that. I know I'm going to get a couple of WhatsApps after this to go, what did I do?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're 24-0 up, so the pressure is off them. But you know, there are going to be really tight games, and where they're going to need to take the opportunities that they have. So it is important.
Western Province back on the ball. Opportunity to play, and they need to try and find a little bit of space, possibly a little bit more space for players like Sivisiwe Sisuza. Needed to get the surname right there. Certainly looks like she's got plenty of pace if given the opportunity. But they are going backwards in possession a little bit at the minute here. Can they find someone to cut through? They're going to go back for the advantage that was coming from the knock.
I think they got the Tom about wanting more kicking, because we've seen a fair few kicks in this game where we hadn't in the build up to it. But that to me looked like a little bit of a panic kick, like not sure what's going on. Few people in front of me, I'll just hit and hope, whereas tactically you would want to bring it in for a reason. But I like that they're trying things.
Ayaka Soga waits to get this one in. Little opportunity down the blind side, and good footwork to avoid the first tackle. Pass away to the rest of the teammates. It's just a little loose, so now with an offside penalty, they'll get the chance to come here, and a little kick down the touchline is on order. This day one of our Rugby 10's championship. We will be back here on Wednesday and next Saturday as this 2023 franchise championship continues. In case you are late to the results matter from the women's matches alongside the senior men as much as the boys juniors and the girls juniors. Every single result counts for points in the overall table, which is a main reason why the word equality sits big and bold above the players' tunnel as they come out. And we even saw some of the really young kids out on the turf earlier during the lunch break. And there were some of the senior players out there cheering them on, encouraging them in their first experience of rugby. But this is not a first experience for many of these Wild Dog players, and plenty of pace from Ropa Madja as she came upfield, but was well reeled in. And is it still on here? Jonah Ngamwu with the support on the shoulder. It is going to be finished. Katie Lohaus under the sticks. It's taken them a little while to build to their first score of the second half, but they do have it. And they're comfortably in control of this one now.
Yeah, I love the defence though there as well. Like track, made a line break. I thought she was going to score, like head down and go. She's got gas to burn, but two players, not one, but two players, track back, managed to defend. So when you're young and you're coming into it, and you know you're being blooded, and look, you learn so much from these experiences by getting beaten, by playing against some amazing players. It will only make you better. So today it's a tough day for them, but give it next year, give it year after. It's just a building process, and the experience that it gives them is going to be like so important in their development.
Bit of Troy Sivan keeping everybody going. On the PA now then, Ngannou is sensing an opportunity to go. Big athletic leap into the tackle. That one was not the easiest one to take, and in fact Rampton's just knocked it on. So where can Western Province go? Nowhere, as Rampton denies the advantage. Wonder if that might have been a little more than just the ball being awarded from the knock-on, but referee is in generous, sociable mood.
That's why we're up here and they're down there. Always just want the Western Province women to come up with something, half a break, you know, just anything, kind of just keep their spirits up, because it kind of becomes a little slacky if you just feel like you have to do all the defending all the time.
Yeah, and I think it's just that confidence boost, isn't it, to go, oh, we can do it. And okay, and then you do it a little bit more the next game, and you build, so they just need that one opportunity to go for it. They've had glimpses, but just not able to play in the right areas, unfortunately. They've just been camped in their 22 for the majority of the game.
In from Peterson. The Wild Dogs are being dogged in possession, wanting to win that back, but they're doing so illegally. Western Province with the chance to tap and go. And that's better. Perhaps they're listening to Cat Merchant a little bit. Heads up, just play.
Yeah, unfortunately played that little close to the touchline, but they're starting to, you saw they did, there's like a boost amongst the team. I felt like when there was a line break, it was like getting to support, but yeah, good covered defence has put her out into touch there.
Talking of boosts, Layla Harrison, we've seen the Springboks bring home a rather shiny trophy in recent weeks.
Oh yeah, remember how we were a 4-time world champion?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'd forgotten that. How does that affect the women's game, do you think? Because we know how much rugby can be a religion in this country. Does the boost cross genders and actually get more people interested in rugby, more people turning up?
Yeah, unfortunately in South Africa, Zintle Zwane. Sorry, just had to interrupt myself. Zintle Zwane, carve you up like that every single day. She'll find your weak shoulder and she'll exploit it.
That was explosive. That was really, really good. I liked how you apologised to yourself for cutting yourself up. I've really enjoyed that. But yeah, absolutely. Simone, just so rapid. Great finish.
Apologise to myself and kind of Nick.
That is great. I love that. What a good spot, Kat. Anyway, tell me about South African rugby.
Yeah, so I think it's just such a great investment as one. And the women's game is growing, I think, at an exponential rate in the country, and the boys bringing a trophy back home just means so much more. And hey, they got to keep an eye on her, Zintle Zwane. Maybe she could be adding her exploits to the women's game as well. But yeah, it means so much to the country, because now the girls want to make everyone as proud, and as women we kind of carry that weight a little bit more. So, and with the WXV tournament that just happened, hey, anything is possible and can happen again.
And plenty of international teams coming down to Stellenbosch to take part in that championship. Great coverage we saw of it, people tuning in as well. Running into collision, not the easiest from Chuzzy. And then the little dink through, that was quite nice from Grunewald. But we're coming back for a penalty. Didn't quite see the benefit of a foot advantage there, although the cover was in the backfield from Kukutai.
Yeah, you'd kind of want to see how that goes, because a bouncing rugby ball on a springy pitch, like, you never know what happens, so would have liked to have seen that chase through, but a lovely kick through, and tactically right decision, because Wild Dogs were blitzing, they were coming up from the outside, they were really stopping the opportunity to go wide, so a lovely nudge through.
And blitzing, it's a hard defence, shutting down of the space as quick as possible, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Another chance for the kick through. That one wasn't quite as well affected.
Yeah, she just looked up and that one just slicing off the side of her boot. I would have said, go back for the grubber. There's no one in the backfield, and unfortunately, just not going to hand.
Yeah, they're totally flat, aren't they? They don't even have one wing, like drop back, let alone a fullback or a 9 sort of sweeping. They've got the 9 up as the aggressive front sweep, and then they've gone completely flat, so they're inviting that kick.
Absolutely. I think they're kind of trusting their systems, and they're trusting that Shakira Mampoke on the outside is fast enough to get back there in case they do decide. But I know it's Sesetum Chassi who's playing 12, who's lying on the blind at the moment. She's got some serious pace on her. So if you just give her opportunity, she'll go find it.
Short side again. Good take. Pass was a little behind her, but she managed to bring that one back in nicely. And then the late arrival, bringing in the physical stuff. That's what we like to see. A little bit more, all on the same page. Mainjana just arriving at the right time, but Wild Dogs might have possession back here. Kick into the backfield might not be the worst idea from the Wild Dogs' perspective here. Shats now. They're looking along the back line. It's a little static, though. Nganwu has had to just stop and absorb the tackles, but she's got the world class enough to be able to do that. We'll do it for the Black Ferns or the Wild Dogs, whoever matters. Megan Comley is going to be the one to benefit. Nganwu soaks up the players, gets the offload away. Comley will finish it from a good 60 metres. Wild Dogs over 40 now.
Comley's done it on the world circuit many times. Now just executing it here at the Rugby Tennis Championship. But we said it was a little static. Everyone's kind of standing still. I would like to see Laura Schatz with a bit of a kick pass even, but running onto the ball, making sure you hit those hard lines, and then getting your offloads away. With how the Wild Dogs, such an offload team actually. But hey, if you got the pace of Megan Comley that can just beat someone on the outside, why not use it?
Yeah, and then the handling, the depth, it did improve throughout that, which is good for them to see because, moving forward into this tournament, they're going to be playing the Badgers again. They got the Rhinos who scored some lovely tries as well, so important improvements.
A brace from Alicia Willemse then, 7 tries all in all. The Cape Town Wild Dogs dispatching Western Province 43 points to 0. I tell you what though, the Western Province against Burland, that is going to be a fixture I really look forward to. Also seeing the Cape Town Wild Dogs get